Okay. Okay, so we're recording. Okay, so this is LA2 term. We did it 2 weeks ago, last week, right? Okay, so there are total of nine questions. The teachers will mark, right? Mr. Tan marked question 1 and 2, and Miss Chiu marked 3 and 4, and I did the rest. But I think I'll do most of talking. But teachers today, if you have anything you want to add on, right, just unmute the mic. You can go later, right? Okay. Let's get question 1 first. Miss Chiu, can you help me with the ad meeting of the students for this period of time? Thank you. Right. So question 1, you have a driver ADT. You're supposed to solve
Yeah,
for
can.
attributes of driver. Okay. So you have points, which is supposed to be stored in as an integer. Okay. And then you also have country, which is supposed to store as a string, name supposed to be stored as a string, and team supposed to be stored as a string. All right. So then you also have you need to write this constructor here. Okay. So then you need to write 4 getters as well: get points, get country, get name, and get team. Right. But before I do anything, let's look at the test cases for all these questions first. If you look at this test driver here, right? This test driver here, the most important thing is that, okay, these 3 are fine. These 3 are all given in string. But note that the points is also given to you as a string. So when you put it into your make driver, right, you need to make one conversion step first, right? So this is the thing to take note of. Right, so let's look at what we need to do. Okay, so I'm going to write the code on the right hand side of the screen. If it's too small for you, let me know. I try my best to magnify it, because I want to, yeah, I don't think I'll go too big. Let's go too big later. The scale goes off as well. All right, so first one, make driver, right? So what I do is that we have this make driver here. So what I'm going to do, this inputs, right? These 3 inputs, these 4 arguments are all given the form of string. So you need to convert it into, convert the points into integer first. So you need to return as a list, right? So make a life easier, just copy this, right? And then, sorry, Control C, okay? So I'm just going to return and put all these things on a list, right? And then Control V, okay? So this points has to be treated differently. It has to be converted into integer first, okay? So all right? So this is it for the first one. And then for get points, okay, so we just go by the index position. So index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. Okay, we can basically copy the code. Okay, return driver 0. Okay, so we'll take this line and just duplicate it across and make sure you update it accordingly. Okay, so this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. All right, so this is question 1. Question 1 is quite straightforward. Okay, so should not have any issue for this one here. Okay, so yep, the only thing they did was to convert the points. Okay, this because the answer wants you to store it in the form of an integer. So do the conversion here. Of course, some will say, sure, can we do the conversion here? Not wrong, but then strictly speaking, right, the question wants you to store in terms of integer. Okay, this question 1. Okay, then question 2, reading file. Okay, so I think later Mr. Tan got some extra things he wants to share with you, so some common problems. But just go through the basic question, then you will add on later. Okay, so read file, you have f1 data.txt. So by the way, make sure all your files are in the correct place. If you look at this folder of mine, okay, I have all the files here. I have my LA2 module and then f1 data.txt. All right. So while now it's good to look at the f1 data.txt as well. Okay. So we have f1 data.txt, right? Then they contain all the driver information. So use write code to open and read file, ignoring the header row. Then you need to do a next. Okay. Construct a driver ADT for each of the file, each of the driver name the file. So you have already written code for the constructor in the previous question, right? So make sure you use that as well. Okay, then append the driver's ADT into the driver list. Okay, so you don't have to write your own list again. Okay, so if you look at this one here, you have the f1 data.txt, right? You have points, driver, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we need to make sure that, and of course, this one is given a string, right? The points is given a string. So later, when if we use our constructor, remember our constructor beforehand already did some conversion here. The constructor already helped you to do the conversion into in points. So you can just use it directly. All right. Okay, so let's look at this one over here. Okay, so let's start here. Okay, so what I like to do is that I will do file equals to open. The variable name is called file. So f1 data. Okay, once you type in some letters of file name, you just press tab, right? It'll give you some of the suggested names. Okay, my usual habit is that I will close it first. Okay, I'll do a file.post. Okay, so in case I will forget about it. Okay, so you need to skip one line in the file. So you do a next file. Okay, skip one line first. So this is to skip header row. Okay, and once I've done that, okay, let me just clear some space. Okay, so once I've done this, right, you can start to read the file. Okay, so we do for line in file. This will give you the line. Okay, and if you print it down, right, we will get we will get the unformatted one, one whole line. Okay, so we need to do a line.split, a line.strip first. So I reassign it back to line. Line goes to line.strip. Okay. This if you have to reassign because this is a string, right? You can't mutate the string. Right? So if you just do line.strip, if you print out just this portion, right, it will just show you what happens if you dot strip. But actually, I'm not changing the line itself. Okay. Then now we will do line.speed. Okay. So, but because remember we can put the items we want into. Okay, because we know that this data file has 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, four items every row, right? So we can start to branch it out first. Okay. So what I'll do is that instead of just using this, okay, if I do line equals to line dot speed, right? If I do it this way, right, I'll get a list containing each line is a list containing 4 items. But I'm gonna go a little bit more advanced. Don't need to print anything, don't print anything. Okay. So I know the order is in the form of points, country, driver, and team. Okay. So I'm gonna call this points, driver, okay, driver, team, yeah, correct. Team, points, country, sorry, points, country, PTY, driver, and team. Okay, like this. So this 4 items here, right? Just nice are the arguments that I need for my make driver. Okay, then now I have all these things here. I will driver equals to make driver. Okay, and I put all these 4 inside here. These 4 items inside. Okay, like this. All right. Then for safety, you can print out and see how it looks like. You can print driver lah. Yeah, just run it and see what happens. Okay, let's just comment all this stuff first lah. Yeah. Okay, so you get them nicely at that. Okay, so they see all these are converted into your integer already. Okay, so now we need to append it into the driver list, right? So let's remove this line. We'll do driver list dot append driver. Okay, and then I think we are done. We can just print driver to take a look and see what we get. Okay, so we get something like this. Print driver, is this correct? Oh, okay, I indented it. All right, print driver list. Print driver list. Just to see what we get. Okay, so this is your output lah. This is what you're supposed to get. Can Mr. Tan, you want to share screen, right? I share for now.
Okay, thanks. Okay, can see my screen? Okay, now just now Mr. Kwang say something about the line.split and line.strip. Okay, so when we print, before we do that, you realize that all these are separated by a blank line. Okay, so we have when I mark, I see some students do this. Line.strip, okay, thinking that you will take away the blank space, and then you do the line.split. So thinking that will split into the individual element. But let's say you execute these 2 lines and then you try to run it. Okay. Okay, and I run it. Now you realize that there's no change, There's no change at all. Okay, you don't split. So the thing is that what is important is that you need to assign it back to, you change your line. So when you have done this, let's say you've done the stripping, when you print, then you realize that all the lines are missing. And then when you do the splitting, you must assign back to line, and then now line now take on different form already. Line is now a list already. Okay, so after you've done that, you note that line is a list now. Okay, and a lot of students think that, oh, this is a list, that's what we want. Then why don't we just take the driver list, okay, and append, okay, append the line into it. Okay, and then that if after you've done that, if you were to print your driver list and take a look, well, it looks exactly the same as the test cases that we have given you, lah. You know, so but the problem is that what are you appending? You are appending list. You are not appending the driver ADT into the driver list. So that's a problem. Okay, so many of you get marks deducted when you try to append the list into the driver list. So that is wrong. Okay, so please watch out on that. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, can. So yeah, I'll share then I continue sharing it.
Yes, done.
Okay, yes. Okay, I got some text message from you guys. I will respond later lah. Okay. Okay, we are moving on to question 3 now. Question 3, you're supposed to do a search function. Okay, search function, you are supposed to write search function list, search through a list for the name string, the name of the driver. Okay, driver names are unique. Your code should return the driver ADT file, otherwise return false. Okay, so this kind of question, I think without that, you need to use your ADT that's been written. Don't go and not use it, right? So for search, right? So let's see how to search. So we have list. Okay, so each the list contains all the driver ADT. So you can do what you can do is that for driver in list, right? Okay, we are trying to match. We're trying to get a name of driver to check. So we have a function called if get name of the driver equals to name string, right? Okay, so that means I found the driver, right? I can just return the driver. Okay, so this one returns driver ADT, right? So you can just take it out like that. Okay, then else, if you can't find it at the end, right? Okay, when should you return false? Be very careful. You should not return false here. Okay, if you want to, you can just, okay, else, that means current driver does not match. Current driver does not match. So I can pass it. Okay, the return false, right, to happen outside of the for loop. Okay, very important. Okay, so you go through everything first, check every driver whether the name is matching or not. Only when, okay, so if you find one that doesn't match, you just, okay, can move on to the next one first. If you find one that match, you return the driver. If you keep on finding no match until the end, right, then you just return false at the end, right? So you run this one, so you get this too. So Mr. V, fortunately, is not F1 driver, so his name is not there. Okay, so it's quite straightforward, nothing much to worry about. Miss Shu, these two questions, if you have anything to share, you can just add on as well. Just unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, so this is fine. Next one, moving to question 4. Question 4, we are supposed to write display. Okay, display, some of you figure out that in the module file, right, I never give you get rank. Okay, so you have some issue running it. Okay, so but if you put into cosmology, it works. Why? Because I forgot to put this into your module file, so you can't run it on Jupyter. Okay, but it will not affect answer when you submit cosmology. Okay, so what I've done here is that for the sake of this one, right, I just put the get rank here. Okay, over here like that. Okay, so then we can write display name. Okay, display name, right? You need to follow the structure of the question very carefully. Okay, so all these things here. So if you scared, right? If you can copy, okay, because this one is done on cosmology, so you can kind of copy this format here, right? I cannot find what's my line. No point lah. Okay. So what you need to do first, you need to, when you want to display, right, you key the name of driver first, which means you need to use the search function before you can display. Okay. So what I do is that we will do, okay, we are assuming that we can find the driver. Okay, so let's just, okay, we just assign this the driver. the driver equals to, I think it's called search, right? Yeah, search. Search through driver list to find name string. Okay, this will find the assigned driver. Okay, so once I've done that, right, this one, the driver if found should be the ADT should apply to this variable driver. Okay, then now we can start to do the print formatting. Okay, so you just do one line first. Okay, so you go to print. Okay, some of you have learned different ways of doing your print formatting. I leave that to your own discretion how you want to work it out. I usually prefer this. I find it easier for me. Okay, format. Okay, get. Okay, so this is the name, right? So for name, I use the get name method. Okay, and on driver, right? This is what I need to do. I'm gonna duplicate four of these lines. Okay, and just put it in first. Then it's only update each one of them. Okay, so first one is rank. Next one is country. Okay, this one try to get it as accurate as you can. If you got time to copy paste, you copy paste. Don't go and write your own. Okay, because sometimes it depends on how thick the mark is. The mark scheme, you might get penalized for stuff like this. So go get rank, and then get country, and then get team, and then get point. Okay. Last one, will it throw error or no? Let's see. Let's see, will throw error or not. Okay, so let's test this guy. We're gonna run it. Okay. We got error here. Let's see. Get rank. Oh, of course, get rank needs the, if you look at get rank function, right, it needs the list. Okay, so I forgot to put in this just now. So get rank. This one, you need to put in the driver list. Okay, go and try run one more time. And now we get it okay. I was a bit concerned about the points, like what's points is given in the form of integer. But yeah, this one managed to convert it directly. So seems to be okay. Okay. So the formatting, what is that? Rank is none. Why is my rank none? Okay, I'm not very sure what's going on, but you sure you didn't penalize if they use get rank already, but somehow the code cannot work, right?
No, like never penalized.
Yeah, so as long as they use the method, it's okay, huh?
Mm.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with this one here, but yeah, that's why it's giving me none. Okay, otherwise it's all okay. All right, any questions for this one? For questions, just I think it'd be faster to unmute because I'm not monitoring chat. Okay. Okay, question 5, stack ADT. Okay, question 5 and 6 used to be one whole question one. So it was like 10 marks. No, question 5, 6, 7 used to be one whole question. One shot 10 marks. But it's a bit too killer. Like we just give you this.
Sorry, Mr. Kwang. I think for the rank, right, you can put the string in front of the get rank.
String in front?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Get rank.
Get rank?
Yeah, then string in front of it.
Put string in front of it?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think it will affect, but let's try and see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't affect because it didn't because it will return as an integer, right? Get rank.
Yeah,
But
correct.
it didn't affect my get points just now, which I thought would affect, but yeah, I suspect it's just now I did something to this list, so I'm not very certain what's going on. But we leave it. I think not so important for this one. Okay. Okay, let's look at question 5. Question 5, most of you can do because this one we purposely 放 chance that you do it because this one all the standard stuff to write tree or operators, push, pop, pick, and then write is empty. Okay, so 5 marks for doing all these things. Okay, so and the previous ones, the make stack, make empty stack, size stack, clear stack, all be done for you already. Okay, so you can work on this. All right, so return is empty stack. So I can just return. Okay, since I got size stack, right? Return size stack equals to 0, equals 0. That will work as well. Or return length stack equals 0 up to you. Because I return size, I might as well use it. Okay, push is just a append. So remember this is just stack. Stack is the list, right? Stack dot append item. Okay, no need to return. There's no need to return for this. A pen go inside, that's it. But if you want for safety, you can put a print. You can put a print statement there. Okay, top need to check for whether the stack is not empty. So we do if is empty. Okay, if it's empty, stack. Okay, equals false. Return equals true. Then I return none. Okay. Else return stack dot pop. Okay, this will pop out the last item. Okay, some of you got confused between pop and pick. Okay, some of you return this. Okay, let me finish another. So this one here, the for pick is the same except pick you don't want to take out. Okay, you don't want to take out the item. Okay, so let's paste it in. Let's not copy this just now. Control C, Control V. This is still true. So if the stack is empty, there's nothing to pick back. So we should return none. So this one here, be careful, don't pop it out. This is just return the last item for you. Okay. Yeah, stack minus one. Okay. So there was some of you who made the careless mistake. You here, right? You never pop, or here you pop. Okay. Pick is just take a look. Don't take out. Pop is take out. Okay. Okay. So I think I just quickly run this. Should not have any errors. You can check if you want to see what your output is. Okay, so just double check. Okay, so should be fine for this. If I'm going too fast, leave me slow down, let me know. Okay. I think we're in good time. I want to finish 45 minutes. Right. Okay. ADT stack. Okay, this question there were some issues. Okay. Some of you take the items out, you put into a long string and display the string. It's not. If I want you to display in this format, you better display in this format. It has to look like this. Okay. If in J2, we might also teach you how to, for example, we want you to center stuff as well. But this is not important, but I want to see there's a top and bottom, and then every item comes out on the correct line. Okay. This is to show stack. This is not to pop the stack. Very important. So when you want to print this item, you just print it out. Right? You don't need to pop the item, because you pop the item, right? You're changing the list already. That's one thing. Second thing is there's no need for you to make a new stack and then push everything in. Because what you're trying to do now is that you know that the last item here is actually index 0, right? So you make a life easier, you push in another stack, right? Then you just stream for line in stack preprint line. That is not wrong, but then I think you also can try another way, right? Okay, so let me do this. Okay. So when you do something like this now, let's say you do this line here, right? This is a okay, I don't know the term for it, maybe Mr. Tan can advise. This is a non-destructive change. It's just showing you the stack in the reverse order view. Okay, so lines like this, right, do not change the stack. Let me show you what I mean. So for example, I do like that. Okay, 1. Okay, I'm not changing the stack. So let me just create a stack quickly. So I say A equals to make stack. Let's call this. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Okay, can I make stack, and then I later on inside here, right, I return stack for you. Okay. You note that it doesn't change the output. Okay, I print some line for you first. Print all this for you. Okay, and show that it does not change your stack. Your stack is still the same stack. Okay. Okay, let's run this. So we show. Okay, you see this first one has been reversed. This one has been, the first item is removed, but your stack has not changed. Okay, so when you do these two steps here, right? These two steps are just giving you they're just showing you different parts of the stack, or showing you the stack in a different order, the list in different order. It's not mutating the stack yet. Okay. Some of the methods you realize that their changes they act directly on the object. Okay, but this one is just showing it to you in a different way. So please don't go and do this. If you, for example, if you choose to do this one, if you do this, right, then this one you are changing the stack. The stack is no longer the same stack now. Okay, if you check now, you return stack, right? Now the stack is reversed. This is not the same stack as beforehand. Okay, so please be careful when playing around with stack. So don't go and mutate when there's no need to lah. Okay, then here, right, I'm breaking the ADT in a way, but remember right now, because I'm still implementing the display function, I'm still the writer of the ADT, so I can go and access it directly lah. Okay, so this is my right to do it lah. So for item in stack, okay, I forgot to print the top and bottom, right? So we do it later first lah. Okay, then we print item. Okay, so this will print reverse for us now. So 8765431. If you can get to this, you get two marks already. But we still need to beautify it by changing top. Oops, sorry. Okay, print top and then Control C, print bottom. Okay, chat message. Reverse stack. Max, reverse stack, is it permanent change? Will it be a permanent change, Max? I think it will be, right? Let's try. Max is suggesting something about reverse stack in the chat lah. So let's call this B equals to this one here. Then reverse B. So B. Again, not permanent. Got 2 marks out of 3 marks when it's bad. 2 marks, 3 marks. Okay, let me check later. Can you you check later
You
lah.
print a reverse B, what happened?
Print reverse B. Print reverse B. So I think it's not meant to be used this way, I think.
Yeah, we can check lah, but
Yeah.
not familiar with this.
Yeah. Because okay, there are a lot of methods. So we can't be familiar every one of them lah. So we don't really like, if we know it works and it doesn't break any of the rules, we usually allow it. Okay. Okay. So we ignore this one lah. So Max, later I check through yours again one more time. Okay. Okay. So this question 6. All right. Question 7. Question 7 is a fun one. You'll be learning this very, very soon. Okay, merge stack, merge sort. All right. So here, this code here, right, is that you are supposed to write. Okay, all the ADT has given to you. You cannot use this or sorted list. Okay, let's say I look at my test cases here. Okay, let me copy paste the test case. Test case here. Okay, if I have these 2 lists here, right? Okay. Okay, take smaller one. Take this one. Okay, take this list. If I have this list here, right, what I'm trying to do is that I want to take this list and this list, right? I want to they're already sorted in the reverse order. So if this is a stack, right, this one is at the top, this 3 is at the top. Okay, my final output is that I want to return a list that is like this. Okay, I want to return a list that's like that. Okay, you understand? So if you look at this, right, what I'm trying to do here is that, okay, I look at these 2 lists. Let me just remove all the details. Remove all the details that we don't need here. Let's just look at these 2 lists. Okay, let me clean up for you first. Let's look at this, like that, and like that. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. Let me just paste up. Okay, so when I look at these 2 lists, right, what I want to do is that I will start from the back, because remember this is the stack. So stack, I can only operate from the back, right? I'm going to look at this, the first thing to pop out from stack 1 and the first thing to pop out from stack 2. Which one bigger? Which one smaller? I pop out the smaller one first. Okay, so it goes here. Then I compare the next one we pop out, which is 2. And this case is still 3 on stack 2. So 2 is smaller, so 2 will come out. After that, then this is 5 versus 3, 3 will come out. 5 versus 4, 4 will come out. 5 versus 5, which one come out doesn't matter. Just one will come out handy. Then 5 versus 6, okay, 5 will come out. 6 versus 7, 7 will come out. So now this whole list is gone here. Once this whole list is gone, right, you are left with here, like that. You're just left with this. Okay. Once you're left with this, right, you just keep on taking there's no need to compare anymore. You just keep on taking items out from here and throwing into your final list. Okay, so this is the idea of merge sort. I put up a link here. If you want to as advanced learning, right? This you will learn it about 3 weeks time or so, towards the end of term. You can look at how sort works. This side visual goals quite useful. It shows you all the different sort. You will be learning bubble. You'll be learning insertion, if I remember correctly. You are learning merge, you're learning quick. Okay, so the 4 types you need to learn, right? So you can look at how this one works. Basically, this one allows you to like just quickly step through your code. Okay, you can just I'm not thinking sort. Okay, so you can just basically click through everything, right? And just show you how it works. So you can play step by step. Okay, this one leave it for you to go explore, right? Okay, so let's look at how this one works. Okay, here, right? We have every time you see a pass, you need to put in code. Okay, so you have sequence 1 and sequence 2, and we try to give you some helper along the way. So for example, we show you how to make stack 1 from sequence 1. So this one, you make stack 2 lor. Stack 2 equals to make stack sequence 2. Okay, then result equals to make empty stack. So this is an empty stack first. Okay, so this line here, while stack 1 and stack 2, this is like saying, this is basically saying while stack 1 is not empty, while stack 1 still got content and stack 2 still got content, both of them still have items inside. Okay, then you do the comparison. Okay, so remember you don't pop first, you pick first, pick to compare. Okay, then decide which one to pop. So if you pick stack 1 is smaller or equal to stack 2, right? You pop up stack 1. Okay, pop stack, because stack 1 is the smaller one. If it's equal, doesn't matter, you can just pop either one. So we just pop stack 1. Okay, once I pop, right, I'm going to assign it into my result here. So for the first time I show you, I just write in 2 lines. So I say, okay, let's just call it pop. Okay, pop equals to pop stack 1. Okay, and then I'll append it, I will push it into its result. So push result pop. Okay, then else, okay, so this is okay, yeah. So if stack 1 has a smaller last number, pop it up, put it in. Okay, else here means that means stack 2 has a smaller number, right? So now I will do one liner for you. I'll pop out from stack 2, I'll push it into result. Okay, result pop stack 2. Okay, right, so this one I think quite a few can do until here. Those of the above average one can do until here at least. Then here is the one that most of the thing can do, but this is later on got some portion of some trouble here. Okay, so now this one, if you say, okay, so now I see if is empty stack 1, that means stack 1 completely empty. Stack 1 is completely empty. There's no point checking stack 1 versus stack 2. Okay, so that means now the only contents in stack 2. So this line here, this means that while stack 2, okay, while stack 2 means that stack 2 is not, while it's not empty, keep on doing something. Okay, so we'll keep on popping from stack 2 and put it into result. Okay, so result equals to push result stack 2 pop stack 2, keep on pushing. Okay, then else. Okay, so else over here, this else is for this if. So that means now this means that stack 1 is not empty. Stack 2 is empty. Okay, so no point checking stack 2, keep on doing this. What most of you did, the mistake was that you just put this line in. You just put like that. If you put like this, right, how many times will you pop stack 1?
Once.
One time only. So that's not enough, because you are just assuming, you are making the assumption your stack 1 only got one item left. So you still need to do this while stack 1 thing. So I'm just go copy paste and put it here. Okay. So while stack 1 and that. Okay. Okay, this is it. So let me just take a test case. I'll use a shorter one, like letters one. I'll take the letters one. Okay, return result, of course. And run this. No. Okay, so something like that. Okay, you'll be learning this very soon. And then then we really see who can code, who got good algorithm, computational thinking skills. Okay, This is the part where really separate you all. This is the part which makes and break a lot of you. Okay, so this question 7. Okay, we're coming on to the last two questions. Question 8, question 9. Okay, question 8. Okay, question 8 is purposely complicated for you. If you want to go and find out what's happening behind the scene, one of you try to do and actually penalize that student for it because you try to access the data structure. Okay, so you have office buildings like security. They like to keep track of the cars you guys see the parking. For each car, the brand and car plate numbers are recorded. Only some cars allowed to park in shelter lots, and the default arrangement for cars newly added is unsheltered parking. So there's a data structure. Okay, all this is not the car object. Okay, so then in that structure, you have brand, car plate, sheltered, which will return you true if allowed to park in shelter lot or false otherwise. Then I've given you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 methods of functions. You can use them accordingly. So you want to create a car, you need to add a car with brand and car plate. Okay, then set shelter car, set shelter full, so forth. Okay, for today, right? I'm just gonna never mind, go on first. Then currently you have 8 cars, right? 8 cars are all inside there. All right, and then you're supposed to write create car 9, set car 9 to have sheltered parking, add car 9 to car sleeve. Right, I just want to show you what happens if you print cars. So like I say right now here, if you just look at it, right, you have cars that contain a list of 8 cars, right? If you print cars now, okay, you're going to get something that you might not have seen before. Okay, so then some of you, if you look at this, or la2.module.car, then you get curious, right? You can open up this one here. Okay, you scroll all the way up here and see, this class, I have talked about in class before. I told you it's not important for now. Okay, but what we are doing here, this is basically object-oriented programming. So car is a class. Each time I instantiate a new car object, right? I will have to put the brand, the car plate, and then the shelter. So all these methods here, right? All these are basically the methods for the object-oriented programming for the car instance. Sorry, the car class. Okay, then you see the way I create cars is over here. So some of them already have got sheltered parking. Okay, then what I do below is that I write the accessors that you can use because this one is very familiar to you. Okay, but here I'm calling all the OOP methods in the class. Okay, so you don't have to worry about this. You can just ignore this. If you don't open the module file, you can still do this question very easily. Okay, so let's close this guy. All right. So what can we do with this? We're supposed to create car 9, set car 9, and add car 9. Some of you you like to write functions, even though with the question never ask to write functions. This one say write code only. This is literally three lines of code. Don't have to do anything else. Okay. So what you do is you just create car 9. So how to create car? Use create car brand. Use this one. Okay. So you use this one, you say car 9, and the one line first. Car 9 equals to create car. Brand is BYD, the Chinese electric car. By the way, BYD stands for Build Your Dreams. Okay, that was what I found out very recently. Okay, so like that, this is just create car. There's nothing else really. Okay, some of you overthink. I just off my head. I think can go on S12, go and write function, then try to hard code it inside. Then have trouble, very trouble. Okay, then set sheltered. Let me look at the chat one more time. Something message. Press F to pay respect. Yes. Okay, so set sheltered. Get set sheltered. Right? So set sheltered. Okay, some of you go and do this. Okay, I give you as a correct answer. Set sheltered. Okay, all 9. Okay, this is correct. Okay, so again, you bring car 9, you can't see anyone. You bring car 9, right? You won't see anything. You show car 9, you will just give your object. Then some of you try to do this car 9 equals to set sheltered. Then you can already, because if this is a function, this is a method that is supposed to edit, it's supposed to modify the car 9 object. If you reassign this, it does not store into car 9. This one, the return is none. So now car 9 becomes none already. You see, you have just destroyed your data. Okay, none. You see, so there's no need to reassign. So this is the one. This is the one that was with what Mr. Tan mentioned about the line equals the line does split. This is the opposite case. Okay, so now we print car9, we correct, right? Okay, then put car9 into the car list, right? So add car. Okay, then car list is called cars now, and then car9. That's all. That's all you need to do. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. Okay? Yeah? Don't overthink. 3 marks only, 3 marks. Won't torture you so much, 3 marks. Okay? Last question, 7 marks. This one here, you're supposed to do what? You're supposed to again use ADT. This question, 8 and 9, I'm just forcing you to use ADT. This is to train you the 4 rules. That's it. Okay? So first one, write car plate by brand. Takes in a list containing car elements and then returns a couple of car plate of cars at the same time. So here I should be using car objects or car instances. But for now, car elements I think will work better for you. Same thing, sheltered list, taking a list of car objects, return the list of car plate of cars that are permitted to have sheltered parking. Okay, so first one is by brand. So this one first one is asking for brand. Okay, so first thing first one we need to create a tuple object. So it's called tup equals to empty tup. Right? Then we will iterate through the car list for car in car list. Okay, I need to use my accessors. So if get brand car equals to brand. Okay, then I'm gonna add it inside. So tup equals tup plus get car plate, right? Car plate car. Okay, make sure you put a comma afterwards because this is a single item tuple. Okay, at the end, return tup. Okay. Next one, by brand, by sheltered parking, right? So this one I purposely give you a list to give you variety. Okay. So list, okay, like this. Okay, so let's try this one for car in car list. If get sheltered car equals true, list dot append get car plate. That's it. Okay, then return it. Okay, some of you, right? You went, okay. So some common mistakes here are return this. Okay, small mistake. In grand scheme of things, for this question has no effect. Some of you here for this one, right? You work in the list and convert into a tuple. Not wrong, but then I would say that for the sake of the learning, right? Please learn to work with a tuple. Okay, don't keep on converting the list while it's easy, right? And it's list, and you know, list is a lot more forgiving, but you should learn to work with tuples. Okay, not too difficult, just need more practice. Okay, second thing here is that we notice about a handful of students who use list comprehension. Okay, so list comprehension, for those who don't know, right? It allows you to basically construct a list from an existing list that is basically a single liner. Okay. This one we learn, okay, the teachers learn it during our own workshop, but then it's not in the A-level syllabus, and we don't really encourage it because the code is not easy to understand. So for that, right, we have decided to award these students who use this comprehension with 0 marks. Okay, and I think this one I just quick check. I quick check my J2 class. I asked them, hey, you all got do this comprehension before? No? Then basically all of them they never they don't know how to use it. Okay, so what we suspect is that maybe one of you learned it, right? And then taught your friends how to use it. Okay, and we don't really want to encourage it, so we're gonna give 0 for this time round. Okay, so this one is a bit yeah, that's why you see, you realize some of you got it correct, or you got the test case correct, but then you get 0 lah. Okay, so try to, and the people who did that, I think we also noticed that some of you are very strong, some of you are very weak, And we don't expect the weak candidates to be able to do list comprehension easily. Okay, so I'm not going to imply anything. I'm just going to assume that you learn it from your friends before the test. Okay, and that's why we're going to not award. We just don't want to encourage you to do this way of working. Okay, so that's it for now. Any questions?
Question
Yeah,
2.
Question 2. What about question 2?
I use the reader function.
Can I open your question to show here? Is it okay for you?
Yes, it
If
is.
I open your screen, I just show it. Yeah, I just see what's going on. By the way, I also finished checkpoint 3 marking. Max, I finished one already. Can stop rushing me for one. I will do
Yes, I saw it.
LT4. Thank you. I will do LT checkpoint 4 soon. Question 2. What is the question? Question 2 is Mr. Tan's question. No, question 2. Details.
Yeah, what's the
Wrong way
question?
over. Yeah.
No, what's the
Oh.
question?
Basically, I use the original one, which is the content equals reader some blah, blah, blah,
Oh, okay.
it's content.
Mm.
Yes. I thought I could still use this.
Okay, I can spot
No,
a few errors now.
Can I hear from Max again? What's his question?
Basically, I use the original way of opening the file, which is to like use the
So what's your
reader
problem?
function.
Which line of the code do you have problem with now?
Like,
Which
why
comment
should
do you have? Which problem? Which comment do you have problem with now?
like why do you say that wrong way of closing a file?
Closing or opening?
Closing a file.
Closing the file.
Yes.
So that means you haven't learned how to close a file lah. Why don't you go and refer to our lesson material and take a look? The way you open your file is wrong. The way you close your file is wrong. So that means you haven't learned how to open a file. Okay, please go and learn.
Okay, Max, I give you some hints. When you are using, okay, remember whenever you open a file, right? The file name has to come out in a string. Okay, and in string. So what someone in S12 was very stressed during the test because he or she forgot to put a string. So a string. But then when you're using this reader, right? This is a CSV method. So they want it from CSV import file. So you can figure out what's wrong. And then if you open the file, open new file, right? You open the file, you assign the new file, right? Can you check what you're closing? Okay, so we leave it here for you to explore and return the same manner as to the whole class. Return only exists within function now. Okay, then just like you said, got one reverse one, right? You mentioned reverse question. I know everyone can see your code. Question 5 or question 6. I think. This one, okay. I tried, but I didn't get output. Does it work?
Yes, it does on mine.
Let me try. Because I didn't get output just now, so I was a bit confused about what's happening. Why is like okay. Okay, that's okay, not right side. So this is show, right? Okay, so let's take this one. I'm just going to so I take your code. Okay. For item is first green item. Okay, it works. How am I doing? What am I doing? Green format. Oh, you know why? You can see what's wrong. I mean, your code works,
Yes.
but you don't have the top and bottom. That's why I lose that one mark. Okay?
Must seriously include that.
Yeah lah. I told you print this whole thing and you cop out the whole thing for me.
Okay.
Okay, can. So this is a good teaching point as well lah. Can. Anyone else got questions? Okay. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to not finish your reattempt. Let me check whether dates pass right now. If date pass, I'm going to give you discount. I'm just going to extend it one more time. Okay. To this weekend now. You literally you can copy it in. 6 August, 12 August. Can you can just paste it inside you and run it. Oh, because of bonus question. Okay, so go and try lah. Okay, so after this lesson, I will put the Jupyter file inside LA2. Okay, you can go and take from there. Then you can take a look. You want to copy paste the code because you still need to do the real time questions anyway, as in the bonus question. Right. Teachers, anything else?
No.
Don't have.
Don't have.
Make sure you
Okay,
can complete the
I need.
reattempt for the LA2.
Yeah. Complete. The 2 classes, during your PM, right, your teachers might have mentioned to your mother or father that you got 5 pieces of work undone in completing. Okay, 5. Okay, in completing, you don't finish everything in that activity. Is marked as not submitted. So to us, 5 is still a manageable number of undone or backlog. But if you cross more than 10, right, out of the 30, right, it's an issue already because that means you have so much stuff that you haven't really got finished. So please go and look through your backlog and clear it. Okay, don't delay too long, because the longer you delay, right, you have less time to catch up. And we have a lot of stuff we're going to cover over the next few weeks. Let me just quick review for you. You have binary tree, binary search, you have binary tree, then all the sorts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sorts here. Okay, 5 sorts here. And then you're also learning time complexity. And we also want to go into database. So there's quite a bit of stuff before it. So if you don't go and catch up on this, right, then you're going to have an issue. Okay, Ken? Otherwise, I think
For
that's all
this for this particular LA2, I just want to remind you, now although the total mark is 38 marks, if you're scoring anything that's 20 and below, that means you have not done your revision. You don't know your stuff. Okay, 38 marks, if you're not able to score 20 and above, your result is not that impressive. Okay, so don't just be happy that you are passing. That's all.
And we are testing a very limited scope. So limited scope could be good for you generally, or could be bad for you if you don't really if you care both topics, right? You're gonna die. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. You can go off. You can unmute yourself and say bye.